Hey guys, Zach Calhoun here, co-founder of CloudPano.com. Hope you're having a great day today. So, in this video, I'm going to describe to you the process of selling high-ticket or high enterprise value virtual tours as a service or as a technology itself. So, a lot of folks may have this mysterious view of how do you sell stuff that's more expensive? How do you really raise the value of something? How do you really raise your pricing, right? And it's something I discuss a lot inside our accelerator called VTPS and on our calls on every week. But basically, I want to kind of just unpack what you need to do to get started to sell higher ticket virtual tours. Okay, and there's you really don't sell first. What you do is you actually need to sell your thesis first. So I talk about this actually in the book, Virtual Tour Profit, in the high ticket chapter. I'm just kind of break down that chapter here in this video. So in order to sell a higher priced item, and really to sell kind of anything, even if it's a lower ticket item, maybe the thesis is a little bit shorter and punchier, but when it comes to selling high ticket, you must be able to sell the thesis or the reason first why this is valuable, what to expect, what makes this thing so cool, and why it helps them reach their goals. You see, if you can sell a thesis or a framework or exactly what is required in the process, you will be able to quickly transition into fulfilling that need. Okay, so you have to create a need. And maybe I'm not being clear, so I'm gonna try a different way. When you go to sell something or meet about something, you don't want to go into the closing and the pricing and into the overcome objections, etc., until you have securely and fully and established with clarity the thesis and the value of the service or product. Okay, so separate the thesis selling and the closing. If you can do that in your mind, it will help you. Okay, so we don't move into closing and what to do next until we have sold the thesis with clarity. Okay, so what's an example of a thesis, right? So maybe in the real estate world, it can be the expected virtual selling environment or the engagement increases or listing performance or listing boosting on realtor.com, etc. Those bullet points or having those things available to the seller of the listing or the seller of the home or the realtor who's selling that specific home, if they can understand and have that in their back pocket and believe, okay, yes, this is true. I believe I need this so that I can boost the listings, sell homes faster, acquire more listings, etc. If that is true, then they're going to use you. And the pricing becomes less relevant because the value has already been established. Okay. Hypothetically, let's say you're selling to a college. We have lots of users who are selling to the university and college space and crushing it. I'm just hitting home runs, grand slams, and with these colleges. And the reason is because they can basically sell the thesis of, if you want to acquire more students to your university in the admissions process, here's how we virtually do so before we have to do a physical walkthrough. Whether it's because of the pandemic, etc., we can sell virtually the experience before they even have to come to the location. Now, obviously, if someone wants to go to a campus and visit, that's a great thing. But a lot of people are still in that kick the tire stage of making a choice about a campus. Well, in that situation, one transaction is worth $40,000, sometimes $100,000 per student. So quickly, you can validate and verify with that admissions director and with that marketing team, etc., that this is very much worth it. And here's what it's going to take to do it. And here's what it's going to cost. Okay. So understand that if you can get the people in the room during the meeting to buy into the thesis first, the selling part, the actual transaction, becomes less of an issue. Becomes actually pretty easy because now you're just overcoming the objections and getting the price right so they can move forward, right? Then it's just mechanics at that point. But we can't get to the mechanical part if we don't first sell them on the thesis and the reason why it's so valuable. This is a big deal. And if you can break down kind of your sales process or your sales demo into kind of basically three to four phases. Like the first phase is like the very quick intro, short as possible. How you doing? Establish, some rapport by just being human. Then you go into your thesis. What is it you're doing? Obviously, you want to learn about what that prospect is trying to achieve, what they're doing now, why they're trying to get where they're trying to get to, and what's holding them back. Then you go into your thesis and how it applies to those goals, and it will help them get there. And if they say yes, I agree with you. So you can ask, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you agree? Do you think this will help you? Do you have any questions? Would you agree this is going to help you accomplish your goals? If the answer is yes, then you're ready to move into the sale. If they haven't said yes yet, they're not ready. So go back and work back to it until they're ready. And then when they say yes, then you can move into the close. Pricing, overcoming objections, and then asking for the sale. So I hope this is helpful. Just simple mechanics. Don't overthink it. But if you can get them to buy into if you can get your prospect to buy into the thesis, then you have a chance at selling them. So let's do it. All right, talk soon. Hey, by the way, if you like this video, scroll below, grab CloudPano Pro Plus, join our community, and watch the webinar at virtualtourprofit.com. We got some big things coming.